Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And I know this is the first commentary video that I've done in quite a while. I'm halfway through the race season, so I thought I'd stop today, take a moment, and share with you the top 4 things I've learned from the first half of this year. My number one takeaway has to be the new bike, my Ventum NS1. In February, I partnered with Ventum. They supported me and supplied me with a couple of 2022 framed NS1 road bikes built up with Ultegra Di212 speed, and I've used those bikes all season long, both for training as well as crit racing and a couple of road races. When I got the bikes, I was a little curious what the differences would be. Now, I am not somebody who pays a whole lot of attention to the technical stuff. I just get on the bike and I want to know how it feels. And I was on a specialized Venge Pro for the last couple of years, and that bike was fast. It was aerodynamic, it was aggressive, and it was quick. The NS1 has been everything I would want in a bike. From a training perspective, where I think it's better than the Venge that I had is it's far more comfortable. I've gone out and done several century rides. I've loaded thousands of miles of training on this bike, and it is incredibly comfortable. Getting into the racing, though, this bike is highly compliant. When you want to turn, it's stiff, it's aggressive, it's aerodynamic, and when you put power into the bike, it rewards you with speed. And that may sound weird, but it's true, right? When you're thinking about crit racing, a lot of it is fast accelerations, hard corners, accelerating out of corners, and this bike responds well. I have really been blown away by Ventum and the quality of this bike. Their service was outstanding when I got the bikes. The people that I've worked with so far have been incredibly receptive to every bit of what we're doing. So I'm excited. I'm hoping soon to get one of the 2023 frames and get that built up and maybe finish the season racing on the 2023 frame. But my number one takeaway from the first half of the season is how impressed I am with the Ventum NS1. My second takeaway is how much I love the Tulsa Tough event. Tulsa Tough, this was my second year attending Tulsa Tough. And there's just nothing like it in crit racing. And I've done a lot of the different crits out there. I've done the Intelligentsias, the Toads. They're all great, but Tulsa is special. And it's special for a lot of reasons. Number one, the field sizes are unbelievable. Every field seems to have 100+ people in it. The Masters field this year had 34 people on the start line for one of the days, one of the largest in the overall event. But it's also a stacked field. This is the best competition you're going to find. The best of the best plan for Tulsa, they peak for Tulsa, and they want to win in Tulsa. So not only are you getting big field sizes, you're getting the best out there. In one of my videos, I played a little game, said let's count the number of current and or former national champions, and there's a lot of them that come to Tulsa. There are big teams that come to Tulsa, and it's just an incredible competition. You won't find better competition over the course of the year. The courses, the 3 courses, Blue Dome, the Arts District, and Crybaby Hill are just all epic. They're fantastic courses. They're fun, they're technical, they're different each day. The community, kudos to the Tulsa community. They show up. The crowds at each of these events are unbelievable. Everybody talks about Crybaby Hill, and it is unlike anything I've ever raced, ever. Nor will I probably ever see anything like Crybaby Hill, the way that scene is. But every day there are just massive crowds. So kudos to the community in Tulsa for showing up. And when I talk about the field and the competitiveness of these fields, keep this in mind. I've only raced it twice, but in 2023, we were in the Masters field. We were a full 1 mile an hour faster each and every day than we were last year. These are aggressive, fun events. Now, I will address this. Tulsa kind of gets a little bit of a reputation for crashes. And yes, there are crashes in Tulsa. But I want you to consider the number of people racing and the quality of people racing and the aggressiveness of those races, and the fact that if you win at Tulsa, that's like a career-making win. Even though we're just kind of out having fun, it's a big win. This isn't like a local regional race where 25 guys or gals show up and you kind of have your choice of line every single time you go through a course. There are a lot of people on these tracks, and I actually think it's a really safe race. I didn't feel at all nervous about a crash in either of my 2 years, and I had a couple of close calls this year, but I didn't feel nervous about any of them. So my second big takeaway from this year is really my affinity and appreciation for the Tulsa Tough event. My third takeaway is this, the YouTube channel. I started this channel this year really so that some family and friends could just kind of come along and see and experience these criteriums that I'm doing all across the US. It has really exceeded my expectations for a couple of things. First, we're already up to 150 subscribers, so if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I am not out looking to monetize this channel. It is absolutely not my desire in any way. But I'm enjoying sharing what's going on and sharing some of the experiences that I'm getting through these criteriums. Hopefully it's helping some people. There are videos that I'm posting from Tulsa and Toad that are now getting over 1,000 views within the first 2 days. I've got a video with over 6,000 views, which, that's just hard for me to understand, right? It's hard for me to understand how somebody like me could put a camera on their bike and people really want to pay attention to that. But it's happening. People are commenting on the videos, which is really fun to engage with people from all over. I actually got a comment on my Strava about a guy in Des Moines, Iowa, who said, hey, I was on a group ride today and a buddy shared your YouTube link and I just watched your videos. They're great, man. Keep it up. That's just been tons of fun. I'm going to races now and people are coming up to me and saying, hey, are you Gary, the guy that does the YouTube videos from Ohio on that team? And so that's kind of fun. But here's what I've also underestimated that I've really taken away is not so much the YouTube, but just videoing my races. I wish I would have done it 2 or 3 years ago. There are so many things that happen in a race that during the race you think, had I had to do this because of what happened, or if that wasn't the right time to make the move, and then you watch the video and there's such a different story being told when you watch it. And so the learnings that I'm getting from watching my videos is really helping accelerate my technical growth in the sport. And so if I had any advice for somebody new to cycling, I'd give them 2 bits of advice very quickly. Number one, if you really want to compete, get yourself a coach. Don't trust your training to anything other than a coach. Get somebody that you can trust, confide in, share your goals, and have them help guide you on your path. And number 2, put a video camera on your bike and start videoing every criterium or race that you do, and do a post-race analysis. You will learn so much from doing that. So my third takeaway from this year has been this YouTube channel, and you who are watching it right now, thank you very much. And my final takeaway, my fourth takeaway this year, is that my fitness is on par with the best out there. Now, I'm not the fastest sprinter and I don't have the biggest FTP, but my training has paid off. I'm in the heart of these races. I am not at any time feeling like I'm about to blow up. I'm physically in a great place in the middle of these races, and there are some other things that I need to work on, which I'll share in a coming video soon, where I talk about kind of the first 23 races of the year and what I've learned, and so kind of like a mid-year race recap. That's not this, but my fitness is there, and it's been a long journey. As I said a minute ago, my recommendation for somebody who wants to get serious about racing would be to get a coach. 2 years ago, I got a coach. And, somebody asked in the comments once, hey, can you do a video about your training? And I will absolutely do that for them. But here's the deal. I don't read up on training. I don't pay attention to what somebody else is doing. I have a conversation with my coach at the beginning of the year that says, these are my goals, these are my objectives, these are when I want to be good. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And how do we structure that training? And then he goes out and puts all that training together. Now, my role as the athlete in this is to be disciplined and do those things. Do what he tells me to do, and do it to the very best of my ability, to push myself every single day. If it's a recovery day, focus on recovering. If it's an interval day, focus on nailing those intervals. If it's a test day, test as hard as I can. Having kind of a fitness plan is a compounding interest, right? So I'm in year 2 of structured training with my coach. I had done structured training prior to that, but 2 years with a coach, my training is now paying off, and my fitness is at a point where I can compete and contend with the best. And with a little bit more technical savvy, I think I can be podium in some of these big events coming up the balance of the year. So my fitness, that's my fourth big takeaway. I'm feeling very confident about where I am with fitness. As always, thank you for tuning into this channel. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it. Give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And as always, get out there, have some fun on your bike, and remember, ride Moss.